What's up, Digi-Destins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and did you hear the bell? That means it's another beautiful day in the Digimon TCG Market Watch. So without further ado, let's dive into the video and talk about some cards you should buy, maybe sell, or to avoid all in general. So without further ado, let's get into it. So with a little complications on Wednesday, we didn't get to really talk about Memon from Dimensional Phase BT11. So this card, normal pricing, 30 cents to 50 cents, nothing too crazy, really nothing too crazy. But once we get into, let's see, let's go. There's only 2 printings for foils. Right now, the foils got extremely bought out to the point of basically buyout. That's crazy to me. So with that, you kind of now have a very much harder time to get your hands on a foil Memon to max out Rarity that deck. So keep this in mind when it comes down to it. And then on the Europe side, 2 cents for its regular art printing. Let's see what the foil's looking like. And then secure from card market. About €2 to €5 range. Crazy. It is quite expensive of a card, but it is harder to pull because it is a foiled card. On the Europe side, well, getting into the next card we're going to talk about is Galactic Across Time BT12. Sorry, I am a little cuckoo crazy a little bit sometimes. But hey, we're looking at a $4 card and climbing, actually, which is pretty interesting to see this card being at like $2.50. People have been buying it. Galactic hype is always going to be there because Galactic is a fan favorite Digimon. People love Galactic, and it's always going to be one of those fun decks, and it could be one of those rogue contenders that you will see for the future. BT everything is going to have EX4, Ultimate Cups, mono events. Galactic definitely has an edge when it comes down to certain events like that. Europe side, let's take a look at this. Though €1 to about €3 range, kind of pretty quickly catching up to us, but they have a lot in that €2 and 50 cent range, close to tapping to the €3 range, but that's not terrible. I think that's pretty solid. Galactic still definitely a fan favorite. Then you have Flameon from Next Adventure, definitely saw some spikes up to $5. Now it's kind of cooling off. People are still picking up. There isn't really many listings on the low end, so it's definitely worth keeping an eye on because, again, rares on older sets do get expensive pretty quickly. Yes, it has an alternate art, but still, base rarity rares, you're going to still need them. A lot of players are not a max rarity kind of player base, and that's why we're kind of covering a little bit more on the lower end. On the Europe side, though, looking at this, it's about 2 cents, 10 cents. Definitely got plenty to go around, and that's what we like to see, really. So, definitely keep that in mind. Then we have WarGreymon X Antibody. Definitely saw some major spikes at $11, but finally starting to cool off, getting to that sweet $6 range, about half the price that it was back a few weeks ago. So definitely keeping an eye on this because, again, WarGreymon X Antibody is a huge turning point in certain matchups and understanding of certain games. I think this is very vital because WarGreymon X Antibody is just going to be one of those decks you have to play around, especially in the format. It is very rogue category because the ability of reduced Digi-Evolution and then climb up, but that whole Greymon X Antibody was a little more power crept than it should have been. I get the reduce to 1 was ridiculous from that bridge gap, but a lot of other decks have to play into their outs for that. So I kind of get it. We're not going to go too crazy into that. On Europe side, though, WarGreymon X Antibody, we're looking like €6 to €8 range. Kind of a little more pricier than us, but they're definitely starting to reach our category again. So definitely pretty good here. Then we have Emperor Greymon Next Adventure. Definitely saw that spike to $8, but starting to cool off. Now we're going down to $6 range. Again, Beelzemon is topping a lot of the events, holding the fort down, everything like that. So if the decks aren't really showing high progression into formats, then you might not see their tops. Their value can't hold forever unless they are major meta contenders. Europe side, though, looking like €2 to about €5. Not terrible, actually. Now, let's get into Impmon starter deck 14, Beelzemon Advanced Starter Deck. It's looking like $3. This card is one of the backbones of the deck, especially when you're opening these sets. You only get 2 of this, so you're going to need another 2, and a lot of people are just going in the history of just buy one, buy the rest you need. And again, this card will probably spike up a little bit more, similar to Gatomon when it was at its height. I think this card is going to definitely reach its height. This is a little bit better than its Vmon and Guillemon counterparts. So, Europe side, basically non-existence. There's only a few listings left. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Not bad. There's plenty of numbers between them, but as these get eaten up, the faster this card disappears. Then, let's get into Tai Kamiya V Tamer promotional pack. Definitely seeing a decrease, but we could see an all-force tick up once we get the into EX4. That card, definitely the golden Vidramon, it will definitely help that deck out and especially be able to answer a lot of threats. So we're at, not terrible results here. $8, $10, not bad at all. Tai Kamiya on the Europe side, €6 to €8 range. Not terrible. They're kind of in the same boat as us, a little bit cheaper, but usually that's what happens on the Europe side. Now, let's take a look at it. Examon from Galactic Roar. Definitely taking a look at this. Definitely seeing it come down. There were some listings in the $23 range for a little bit, but I can expect this card to come down more and more as the meta keeps progressing, unless Examon gets something crazy enough in a future set. This is not going to be able to contend with the meta. And Examon Alternate Art is $25 right now. That's not terrible. Let me see can I add this to the cart. Oh my goodness, I can add it to the cart. That's a shock. Gambles are on you if you do a 7 seller, but everybody has to start somewhere. And especially with this coming with tracking, as long as they send it in a bubble loader, you should be fine. If they don't put it in a top loader with bubble mail, you're kind of in a bad spot, and I'm sorry. Europe side looking like €20 to €35, going down. Whoopsies, I did not want to do that. Get back here. So let's take a look at its alternate art, because we looked at that. €30 to €41. Definitely holding some decent value, but I do not expect this to hold that long on the Europe side. And now, let's get into the sponsor of today's video. So on the market watches, this will be the most prevalent sponsor, and that's Card Trader. If you guys want $2 free all to yourself for buying your singles and all the goodies, this is your best bet right here, is definitely pick it up from this, and I definitely agree with it. I think this is definitely worth its weight. So let's take a look at this. We have a cross time. You can buy a lot of singles, and, there's always something worthwhile. I mean, they even have Digimon sleeves if you want to get Digimon sleeves. They're a little more expensive in certain circumstances, but, I mean, it comes with older sets that you wouldn't be able to find naturally into stores. Let's say you wanted the X Antibody sleeves. Somebody has it online. I mean, it's not a bad pickup chance, especially for older sleeves that are a little harder to get sometimes, but I mean, hey, this is just easy product for you to get your hands on, and you can sell. And what's really nice about Card Trader is that they gather everything up from your orders and then ship it to you. So you don't have to right away get it shipped. They'll keep it in a nice verified. They'll check the condition, rarity, everything. So if somebody tries to rip you off, they'll instantly send it back to the seller and tell you, no, this was not the card they ordered. You're missing product here. And that's kind of how that goes. So next we have Chaosstromon Galactic Roar EX03. We are going to be looking at this puppy here. Again, another good card that if you guys have in your bulk because you opened a lot of EX03 back when this card was only like 70 cents. Boom, being like a $8 card, definitely worth selling in my opinion. On the Europe side, definitely €8 to €15. So definitely another card worth investing into. To sell, definitely get your money's worth. We have Rise Greymon Across Time pre-release card. So I'm going to tell you this right now. Do not touch this. They just announced that MetalGreymon, Aldermon, Rise Greymon, and WarGreymon from this set will be getting a alternate art image as a Tamer Party Pack volume. So definitely keep that on the lookout, especially with the Magnamon as another one. So now you guys don't need to invest in the pre-release. Don't touch it. I really don't suggest it because that will be another card with an alternate art, a little different backing. It's basically this art, but it's similar to how they've done the event packs, where they just take the Digimon, pop it out, and then have the backing. We'll talk about that in a minute. Unrise Greymon BT12 going for, on the pre-release stamp, for Europe side, $1 to €4 range. Not terrible, compared to us being $9. Mirage Galgamon alternate art dimensional phase, definitely seeing some major spikes. People are hyping the fact of the burst mode, but Mirage is not going to do crazy much for that format unless they hit Shine Greymon, and then maybe Mirage might have a shot, but that's still if your opponent plays into it. It's not an easy peasy lemon squeezy kind of situation. Let's see. Come on. On our side, though, we're looking like a $3 card, which isn't terrible. Not at all. $3 to $4 range. Definitely, if you have this in your bulk, definitely make some money. If you opened a lot, it's worth that. Wait. Mirage Galgamon BT11 on the Europe side. Cents to €2 to €3 range. A lot cheaper than us, but let's check its alternate art real quick. We're looking like €8 to €15. Not terrible, actually. Then we have Galactimon alternate art dimensional phase. Definitely falling down, but that could always change up depending on meta and circumstances. This card is really powerful. I really want to see this deck actually do extremely well, especially since, when this Digimon would leave battle or area by placing 4 cards from this Digi-Evolution cards at the bottom of its owner's deck, prevent it from leaving play. You just need to put 4 Memon. As long as you can keep pace and go, you actually have a good matchup. Galactimon's pretty decent. Europe side, we're looking like 20 to €28 for this alternate art Galacticmon. Not terrible. Now let's get into the next one. Jerry alternate arts are definitely seeing some spike climb. That really depends on how well BT14's Leomon is. And if we get a Saber Leomon that warps from the Leomon, might see some decent play here, and Jerry becomes more beneficial that way. So just keep an eye out on her. On the Europe side, looking like 13 to €20. Not terrible. Let's take a look. Terrymon, special release. Definitely seeing some climb. The floodgates, as I see it, aren't as beneficial this format, but Terrymon is an older card. Yes, it has a few alternate art reprints, but sometimes people just want that base gold rare foil. So, definitely, that's a joke. Okay, True Champ Games. Broski, 89 cents! True Champ Games, what are you doing? 0. 422 sales. Okay, yeah, broski, that's dirt cheap. But, I mean, $3, not terrible. Terrymon on the Europe side, €1 and 20 cents, about almost €2 range. Not terrible. Dark Knightmon X Antibody Alternate, a card you should be on the watch out, just in case Dark Knightmon does a lot better over here with its new support, with the Grey Knightsmon support, especially because of the new Tamer is quite good. You never know. So it's just worth keeping an eye on, in my opinion, especially being able to grab stuff when you Digicross from trash. It really does help out. Grey Knightmon's X Antibody beat, alternate art, €5 to €10 range. Definitely a card to watch out for. I think Dark Knightmon has a secret possibility. Gabumon Event Pack 2, Battle Omni, $20 and holding strong in that range. Definitely expensive, not many listings, only 10, and basically it only takes a little bit. I think, 4 copies get it out here, and it's back to a $30 card very easily. And then Europe side, looking like €6 to €10 range. It is what it is over there. Now let's take a look. WarGreymon Alternate Classic Collection EX01, dipping down, $10. jumps up to 14 very quickly. Not terrible. Let's see, EX01, WarGreymon, about 19 to 20 euro range. I mean, EX1 is starting to look better in investment strategies just because the box was classified so dirt cheap and people weren't buying it. Now, to the point where cards are viable that people want are actually becoming worth value. So boxes are looking clean for that case because almost anything can plus you at this point. MetalGreymon X Antibody X Record pre-release card, $11, holding strong in 11. I mean, not terrible. Not terrible at all. Then we got Europe side, 7 euros to 12 euro range. Not terrible. Now let's take a look. Omnimon second anniversary release special booster, $8. Good to see this card not holding any value that is overly extreme. But yeah, gave players a chance to get a card that they haven't had a chance to get into. You know, 7 euros to 14 euro range. Not terrible. Let's take a look here. Hades Force Dimensional Phase pre-release card. Would not touch this with a 10-foot full pull. It's about $5, but hey, would not go for it. Let's look at it. Europe side, looking like 2 euros to 4 euro range. The reason why I'm not saying to touch this card is because we're going to get store participation of this card with the golden border, you know, the fun, good stuff. So, definitely not worth touching. Let's take a look here. Kari from Box Stopper Great Legends. Definitely seeing some spike climb here. She isn't seeing much competitive play, but SetCon could always come rear its ugly head again. So definitely keep an eye out on her. Kari, Europe side, 2 to 3 euro range. Kind of in the same price range. And then Hawkman Alternate from New Awakening. Keep an eye out on this card. Definitely, especially with the Beast Booster coming. That EX5 that is going to be shown off might play some competitive value, especially because it adds, you know, 1 to 2 red card, add a 2-color red card among them, place the remaining cards, especially since it could be Beast related Avian as well. Hawkman is in the set, so we'll get some new support in a way. Might be worth keeping an eye on. On the Europe side, looking like 5 euros to 6 euro range. Not terrible. And then we're back at Memon. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed the market watch. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace!